Ladies and gentlemen, the American German Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. Let's rock and roll. Tierra Hill, this woman right here, used her 3-year-old's backpack to put in 4.5 pounds of cocaine. Got busted. Can you imagine? All right, the Baltimore port. I'm blown away by this. They say the port, every day matters. Every hour matters. They say the Army Corps of Engineers claims they won't have the port open until the end of April. Folks, in World War II, we built bridges across the Rhine River in a day. It's unbelievable. Jimmy Kimmel says he's depressed that Trump's winning in the polls. Jimmy Kimmel is the ultimate phony, fake scumbag. Remember the Man Show? Women bouncing on trampolines, their boobs and everything else. And then he becomes this self-righteous, fake, phony. Mean and nasty, too. He's not even funny. What is funny about Jimmy Kimmel? And these stand-up guys, these late-night guys, all have an army of writers. They can't do their shows on their own. Trump's bond can't make it up. They're scrutinizing his bond now because Knight Insurance Company isn't licensed to do business in New York and everything else. I'm sure it all gets straightened out. It never ends with these bastards. Never. This is a sad story. The poor spend 33 times more than wealthy people in the lottery. What does that mean? It is exactly what my good friend Larry Forgy, who opposed the state lottery, said. Lottery is a tax on hope and an excise on misery. It is really a tax on poor people. Gambling, same thing. It's really a tax on poor people. It's terrible. All right, insurance. 3/4 of insurance companies claim they're going to use AI to be more sufficient. Think about all the hell you have to go through dealing with an insurance company. It ain't going to be long. It's going to be AI. It's awful. UFOs. The congressman who's been pushing this from Tennessee says he was told to shut up, that there would be riots on the street and blah, blah, blah. He said Americans couldn't handle the truth. Is there anybody, most people probably like me, never kind of really thought about UFOs being real, man. But now we're 180 degrees different. Say, well, they obviously are. And I ain't afraid about it because you know what? They obviously haven't blown us up yet. Right? I fear Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran terrorism more than I do UFOs. Celestial beings. Nelson Peltz made $1 billion on his play for Disney and says he'll be back if they don't get their act together. McDonald's. Their prices have gone up 100% in the last decade. Gutfeld, new contract with Fox. I bet you it's a lot of money because he's now their leader. All right, $30 million. Jamie, how come we didn't think of this? A cash house, a place where they keep cash. On Easter Sunday, they robbed this place of $30 million in cash in L.A. This is like my dream heist. Nobody gets hurt. $30 million. Come on, Jamie, find another cash house. Is there any cash houses around here?
Maybe Sabrina's.
Sabrina, you got 30. This is funny. When I did WLW radio, this is hysterical. I used to always make fun of Grant County because I hated Judge Bates. And I said that I kept all my gold in a barn in Grant County. And everybody believed it. They thought I had a barn in Grant County that was filled with gold. 30 million. No deaths. No one's hurt. A dream heist. I hope they get away with it. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, American German Bulldog Nation, TJ Roberts, who is an unbelievable, just nasty human being, who's running for State House out in Boone County, is a Jew hater. He was involved with some white supremacists, and he said that Jews were part of white genocide. It's revealed its ugly self. And he's famous, by the way. TJ's famous for trying to go back into people's past and find a little stuff taken out of context and everything else. How do you take Jews support white genocide in 2017, 2018 out of context? You can't. You can't. Hey, Boone Countyans, if you vote for this guy, by the way, Ed Massey is anti-Semitic. Not Ed Massey, excuse me, Thomas Massey. Ed Massey's the one that's running against TJ Roberts. Thomas Massey supports it, doesn't condemn Hamas. I mean, and this is his little minion right here, TJ Roberts. All right, lazy teacher Eileen Washburn, shame on her. Lakota English teacher, missed 2 days of school so she could go to Nashville to a concert. Shameful. She ought to be fired. Kentucky legislative update. There's too much to go over here, but there's a story by Tom Latak in Kentucky today. All the bills that are signing the law. We'll probably cover all of these in the the Eric Deters newsletter, which comes out later today. Head-on crash was captured on video. You want to check it out. It's between a vehicle and an Ohio State police officer. Sherrod Brown, senator from Ohio, $12 million in the first quarter raised. Folks, politicians can be bought. And it turns out bad. Ponderosa, remember going to Ponderosa? There's only one Ponderosa left in Kentucky and Indiana now. Just one. Fake death. This is kind of a funny story. Jesse Kipp, 39, faked his death to avoid paying child support. He got busted. You know what? I'm surprised more people don't do this. All right. Kate Coughlin. I got to just say her name. This is the 20-year-old dancer from University of Kentucky in the dance team that died of cancer. She's a twin, and she died of cancer. Just so tragic, so sad. Appalachia Prison. My good buddy Joe Egbers is keeping me posted on this, and there was a big meeting this week down in Letcher County. Hal Rogers is using his power to build up another prison in eastern Kentucky, and a lot of the residents are upset about it. And there's a story by the Lexington Herald leader by Mandy Sheffel. Appalachia deserves more than coal or cages. Another federal prison is not the answer. I agree. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.
Happy Friday, guys. This is Jamie Spindley with Eric Deters World News. Today's headlines. The Danish military reports a missile failure on a Navy ship near a major shipping strait off the Danish coast. The Danish Coast Guard warned ships to avoid part of the Great Belt due to the risk of failing missile fragments. A construction worker died after a portion of a crane fell into the Southeast 3rd Avenue Bridge in downtown Fort Lauderdale, USA. The construction crew was stepping the crane to increase its height when the platform fell from the building along with pieces of the crane. The construction worker fell with a section of the crane. In other news, Israel announces opening new routes for humanitarian deliveries into Gaza following a warning from the US President Joe Biden to protect civilians. A rest crossing into northern Gaza Strip will open for the first time since Hamas attack of October 7th, 2023. And the world's oldest man, Juan Vincent Perez from Venezuela, dies at the age of 114, just before his 115th birthday. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, American Cheering Bulldog Nation, welcome to Sports Without Boundaries. By the way, Shakespearean insult of the day, don't be a sheep-biting, beetle-headed horned beast. Gotta love that. All right, women, Friday and Sunday. North Carolina State versus South Carolina and UConn versus Iowa. Gonna be a lot of good basketball. Men, Saturday and Monday, Bama versus UConn, Purdue at North Carolina State. The Reds play the Mets tonight at Great American Ballpark. And guess what? The Reds were off yesterday. the Mets had to play doubleheader against Detroit. And the Mets have only won one game. I say let's sweep the Mets this weekend. NIT Finals. Seton Hall 79, Indiana State 77. You can't make this up. Indiana State was up 77-70 and never scored again. Justin Edwards at University of Kentucky declared for the NBA. Stupid. Eric Musselman is leaving the University of Arkansas to be the head coach of the University of Southern California. NFL Network laid off 4 folks, including the beautiful Melissa Stark. Joe Burrow is going to be on Travis Kelce's New Heights podcast at a Nippert Stadium. Oscar Sheway from University of Kentucky was the G League Rookie of the Year. Congratulations to him. And Oakland Athletics will be moving to Sacramento. So the Athletics will be going to Sacramento 24-25. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, American Cheer Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Pop Culture. Michael Douglas is actually a cousin of Scarlett Johansson. Found out by DNA. How cool is that? Toby Keith, I mean, this is amazing. He left $20 million to children battling cancer. What a great human being. What did Billy Joel say? Only the good die young? This is proof. By the way, my first wife died of cancer and only had 10 months from diagnosis to death. And when we went down to Nashville, where she treated out of the Sarah Cannon Cancer Clinic, I'll never forget the oncologist saying, he says, it's bizarre. He says, all the mean, nasty patients of ours beat it. Isn't that funny? It's kind of a weird perspective from somebody on the front lines. All right, Juan Mora just passed away. He was the oldest living human at 114 years old from Venezuela. 114. I just want to live to be 100. I got to raise my height. Do you know if I live to be 114, it's almost double my age? That's crazy. Kiss sold out. You know, all these musicians sell their book of rap music, everything else. $300 million. Why not? All right, Pepsi. This is hysterical. You know how Pepsi got its name, Jamie?
No.
From dyspepsia, which is indigestion. D-I-S-P-P-B. It sounds like Pepsi. He thought it would help with indigestion. Pepsi's named after an illness. Coke's named after cocaine. So it was Coca-Cola before it became Coke. And Pepsi's bringing back maple syrup cola for a limited time. What? Who drinks maple syrup? Pepsi. I'm a Coke drinker. Pepsi or Coke, Jamie?
Pepsi 100%.
Oh, my God. My British friend. By the way, since if any of you have been wondering, he's been kicking my ass in chess. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.